Rome was not born in a single moment. It rose from mystery, legend, and power. This is the untold story of how one small settlement became one of the greatest civilizations in human history. What we know about early Rome comes mainly from ancient historians whose words shaped the foundation of Western civilization. The Roman writer Livy and the Greek historian Dionysius of Halicarnassus recorded Rome's earliest past, and their accounts are strikingly similar. This suggests that these stories were widely believed to be true during their time, around 100 years before the birth of Jesus Christ, peace be upon him. Yet these are not just historical records. They are legendary narratives that blend truth, belief, and identity. The story of Rome does not begin with the city itself. Long before Rome existed, central Italy was a land of movement, struggle, and survival. Different tribes lived on its hills and valleys. Among them were the Sicily, who once settled near a powerful river. Over time, they were forced out by earlier inhabitants and moved between the Tiber and Liris rivers. As generations passed, new settlers arrived, including groups from Greece. Slowly, this land became a crossroads of cultures, ideas, and ambition. Ancient traditions tell us that the Pelasgian people came from Thessaly. A leader named Evander arrived with companions from Arcadia, bringing knowledge, customs, and structure. Other Greek groups followed. These settlers did not arrive as conquerors but as builders of influence. They mixed with local people, shaping a shared culture that would later define Rome's strength. This silent fusion of civilizations laid the groundwork for something extraordinary. Later, during the reign of King Latinus, destiny arrived by sea. Aeneas, a survivor of the legendary fall of Troy, reached the Italian coast with his followers. According to tradition, they were welcomed. After King Latinus died, Aeneas became ruler and united the people under one authority. His son, Ascanius, later founded the city of Alba Longa. This royal bloodline ruled for nearly 300 years, linking myth to power and memory to leadership. During the reign of King Numitor, fate intervened once more. His daughter Rhea Silvia gave birth to twin boys, Romulus and Remus. Legend claims their father was Mars, the god of war. Seen as a threat, the twins were abandoned to die. But history often favors the impossible. They survived, were raised by farmers, and grew into symbols of destiny. When their true identity was revealed, the course of history changed forever. Romulus and Remus chose the Palatine Hill as the birthplace of a new city. Here, Rome was founded. Romulus became its first king, and under his rule, Rome began its rise. With each generation, the city grew stronger. Its walls expanded to include 7 hills. Laws were formed, order was established, and Rome's influence spread across the Latin lands. What began as a settlement was becoming a state of power and ambition. This age of kings lasted for generations until corruption and tyranny ended it. The fall of the Tarquin dynasty marked the end of Rome's monarchy and the beginning of a new chapter. During the reign of Emperor Augustus, these early traditions were accepted as truth and celebrated as the sacred origin of Rome. Yet modern historians ask a critical question. How much of this story is fact and how much is legend? These traditions were written centuries after the events occurred. The earliest written records come from Greek authors of the 5th century BCE. Many earlier records were destroyed when the Gauls burned Roman cities, leaving history fractured and incomplete. Over time, conflicting stories were refined into a single official narrative. Events were ordered, dates were assigned, and legends were polished into history. By the time of the Punic Wars, this version of Rome's past was firmly established. Livy later recorded this accepted history, though what was lost or changed over time remains unknown. Greek influence is deeply woven into Rome's early story. Greek historians sought to connect Rome to their own civilization, highlighting similarities in religion, culture, and tradition. As a result, early Roman history became a powerful blend of local memory, Greek mythology, and political storytelling. Stories such as Aeneas founding Lavinium or Romulus and Remus being raised by a she-wolf may not be literal truth. Instead, they carry symbolic meaning. They explain Rome's values, its belief in destiny, and its sense of greatness. These legends helped Romans understand who they were and why they ruled. In the end, early Roman history is not just a record of events. It is a story of identity, ambition, and survival. Preserved by Livy and Dionysius, it stands as a powerful mix of myth, memory, and meaning. And this is only the beginning. In the next episode, we will uncover how Rome transformed from a kingdom into a republic, and how power shifted from kings to the people.